Jesus flipping tables and related verses. Jesus cleanses the temple. Matthew chapter 21 verse 12-13. And Jesus went into the temple of God, and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers. Mark chapter 11 verse 15-17. And they come to Jerusalem. And Jesus went into the temple, and began to cast out them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers. Luke chapter 19 verse 45-46. And he went into the temple, and began to cast out them that sold therein, and them that bought, saying unto them, It is written, My house is the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. John chapter 2 verse 13-16. And found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple. Zeal for God's house. John chapter 2 verse 17. And his disciples remembered that it was written, The zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. Psalm chapter 69 verse 9. For the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproached thee are fallen upon me. Denouncing corruption and exploitation. Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 11. Is this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Isaiah chapter 56 verse 7. For mine house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. Micah chapter 3 verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Hosea chapter 12 verse 7. He is a merchant, the balances of deceit are in his hand, he loveth to oppress. Prophecy and fulfillment. Malachi chapter 3 verse 1-3. And the Lord, whom ye seek, shall suddenly come to his temple. But who may abide the day of his coming? Zechariah chapter 14 verse 21. And in that day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of the Lord of hosts. True worship. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 11-17. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me? Saith the Lord, cease to do evil, learn to do well. Amos chapter 5 verse 21-24. I despise your feast days. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Micah chapter 6 verse 6-8. Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams? He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. Hypocrisy of religious leaders. Matthew chapter 23 verse 13-15. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. Mark chapter 7 verse 6-7. This people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Luke chapter 11 verse 39-41. Now do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but your inward part is full of ravening and wickedness. Matthew chapter 15 verse 7-9. Ye hypocrites, well did Esaias prophesy of you, saying, This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Reverence for God's house. Psalm chapter 84 verse 10. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God, than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. Psalm chapter 27 verse 4. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 29. That thine eyes may be open toward this house night and day, even toward the place of which thou hast said, My name shall be there. Importance of purity in worship. James chapter 1 verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16-17. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. Consequences of defiling the temple. 2 Chronicles chapter 36 verse 14. Moreover all the chief of the priests, and the people, transgressed very much after all the abominations of the heathen, and polluted the house of the Lord which he had hallowed in Jerusalem. Ezekiel chapter 8 verse 6. He said furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do? Even the great abominations that the house of Israel committeth here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary? Restoring proper worship. Ezra chapter 6 verse 21. And the children of Israel, which were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land, to seek the Lord God of Israel, did eat. Nehemiah chapter 13 verse 9. Then I commanded, and they cleansed the chambers. And thither brought I again the vessels of the house of God, with the meat offering and the frankincense. Jesus as the true temple. John chapter 2 verse 19-21. Jesus answered and said unto them, Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. But he spake of the temple of his body. Revelation chapter 21 verse 22. And I saw no temple therein. For the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it.